Welcome everyone to the Clean Cities Blue Ocean session by Cora in partnership with USAID, the United States Agency for International Development. I am Pochi De Castro, Sustainability Officer of Cora, your moderator for this session. We would like to thank you for taking the time to learn more about how circular economy can help us all achieve Clean Cities Blue Ocean. But first, what is circular economy? According to the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, a circular economy is a systems solution framework that tackles global challenges like climate change, biodiversity loss, waste, and pollution. It has three design-driven principles: eliminate waste and pollution, circulate products and materials, and regenerate nature. Currently, our system is linear. We take resources from our planet, make products from them, and eventually throw them away as waste. This is not sustainable and would only worsen the current ecological crisis. We at Cora believe that in order to facilitate a harmonious relationship with people in the planet, we must transform our current system and employ a circular economy across all industries and sectors. This is why we are proud to partner with USAID under their Clean Cities Blue Ocean flagship program as we explore and discover ways on how we can apply the principles of circular economy in the Philippines. Today, we will learn from our speakers and presenters about their efforts and initiatives to champion sustainability at home, school, business, and the community. We hope that you will find inspiration in today's lineup. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to our first speaker. In line with our celebration of the Women's Month this March, our first segment will highlight the role of women in innovating our waste management system in the Philippines. Presenting the Circular Center and the work being done on the ground, as well as introducing us to these amazing women champions, is none other than the founder and executive director of Cora and Cora CCBO program director, Ms. Antoinette Toss.
Hello, I'm Antoinette Toss, United Nations Environment Program Goodwill Ambassador and founder of the nonprofit organization Cora. I am also the program director of Cora's Circular Center under the USAID Clean Cities Blue Ocean program. Now, to get to know a little bit more about who Cora is and what we do, along with our Clean Cities Blue Ocean initiative with the United States Agency for International Development, please watch this video. At Cora, we believe that when people come together, anything is possible. From our humanitarian missions to our programs to help protect the environment, sustainability has always been at the forefront of all that we do, and our volunteers have been at the heart of every positive impact. Selfless heroes, serving as frontliners, especially during these most challenging times.
Thank you. Thank you ng marami.
From our humble beginnings with friends and family members, our missions have brought us to where we are today, working with local communities, schools and the youth, the Philippine government, and various private sector brands in order to create a better world for people and the planet. Cora's mission to beat plastic pollution has brought together thousands of volunteers year after year to help clean our Philippine coastlines and seas, inspiring many others with a powerful force of unity and collective action, particularly our work at the Las Piñas Parañaque Critical Habitat and Ecotourism Area, or El Pipicea.
We want to thank all the volunteers for taking the time, the effort, for waking up so early. Picking up the trash means so much.
While cleaning our coasts do not provide a realistic solution to the plastic pollution crisis, it must be done. And while the urgent need exists to recover the plastics littering our environment, concrete solutions require systemic change, business unusual, and of course, action from all of us. With the invaluable support of USAID, the leadership of the Parañaque City government, along with private sector partners and local citizens, Cora is on a mission to help create sustainable cities that work together towards circular communities. Because waste truly isn't waste until we waste it. We're going to do our best. The mission? To divert waste from landfills by empowering women champions working in waste management at the Parañaque City Materials Recovery Facility, as we work together to guide local citizens on the most effective ways to reduce their carbon footprint while transforming unsustainable lifestyles. All this as we turn waste into products of worth through the power of community segregation, composting, and recycling. With simple yet powerful actions, together we can strengthen waste management systems even in the most populated and progressive cities of the Philippines and neighboring nations, leading us all into a healthy, inclusive, and sustainable future with
Clean City, Blue Ocean!
I hope that video gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what we are trying to achieve for our pilot project in Parañaque City, Philippines. In the next few minutes, I'd like to give you a little bit more details on how we began as an organization and what our mission directives are today for our Clean Cities Blue Ocean program. Cora is a nonprofit organization that began in 2016 to provide a platform for volunteers, for citizens, for everyone out there, people just like you and me that want to take action and be a part of the solution. Whether it's feeding programs, utilizing excess food products, to emergency response initiatives, to our environmental initiatives, which actually spawned our Cora cleanups. We have been working with volunteers to help protect our oceans and to help achieve Clean Cities Blue Ocean since 2017. Now, this photo that you are looking at right now is just one of the many coastal cleanups that we have done every single month for years with volunteers of all ages, including kids, brand partners, friends, family members. And this specifically is at the Las Piñas Parañaque Critical Habitat and Ecotourism area. Now, this is a very special place located at Manila Bay that not only, of course, accumulates plastic pollution, but also represents so much biodiversity. So we are also helping protect migratory birds and species aside from the communities that surround this area. Now, we do know that coastal cleanups are not the answer to plastic pollution or to pollution in general, but it needs to be done in order to recover everything that is out there. But because of what we've learned all these years, and not just that, also what we've learned through our women champions. Now, these are incredible women that have been leading these initiatives since we started what we've been doing. And we've learned so much from them, witnessing their dedication. They are there day after day, not just in the Manila Bay area, but in many parts of Metro Manila and the Philippines as frontliners of nature, the Bakawan warriors, and now our Circular Center women champions as well. So we really look to women as leaders when it comes to solid waste management. And of course, 3R, reduce, reuse, recycle. But we also look to the youth as leaders and champions. These are just some of the volunteers and incredible youth leaders that we have been working with from the SMCB Eco Ambassadors of St. Mary's, Baliwag, Bulacan. This is an example of how they apply circular economy within their school by recovering resources that they have in the school, basically not waste, but turning them into resources, and that can be turned into products of worth. They basically recover them, segregate them, making sure they're clean, dry, and segregated. They turn them over to recyclers and junk shops to ensure that they are able to take back some revenue and apply it for blessings that they are able to share with scholars within their school. So they're really able to pass on the blessings, but looking at circular economy, they really make resources flow around, and not just in terms of the environment, but going back to actual social initiatives as well and community initiatives. Now, speaking of life in plastic, not fantastic, why we really need to do what we believe needs to be done. Plastic pollution in the Philippines is something that can tend to point its fingers at people. But when we really look at the products that are provided, us as consumers, we all wish we could do better. If only there were more choices, better options, products packaged in a more recyclable kind of packaging, or products that are actually that we are actually able to attain through reuse and refill systems. So as we look at these numbers on the screen right now, we do not want to vilify citizens. We do not want to point fingers. We want to make sure that we look at this as numbers that can actually be applied, can be recovered, and can be used as resources to help others as well. Another point to focus on is the fact that plastic is made of fossil fuels. So as we look to a future of renewable energy, of clean energy, we also need to make sure that we see plastic as one of the lifelines that fossil fuel companies may be taking to continue sourcing fossil fuels across the planet and to continue plastic production as well. Now, as we look at the Philippines and how much plastic already is out there, whether it's flowing through the market or recovered from the environment, there is already so much out there that there is no need to continue producing virgin plastics. The latest report by the World Bank, the market study for the Philippines, plastic circularity, opportunities and barriers, shows that every single year we lose up to $890 million. Every single year is lost in the Philippines when recyclable plastic products are discarded rather than recycled into valuable materials. And it's important to note that this is just plastic products. This is not even considering the fact that there are so many other materials that we can also recover. And of course, turn over to other endpoints, to other end-of-life markets that can actually be more viable and valuable. So as we look at the Clean Cities Blue Ocean program through USAID, we really focus on the fact that Clean Cities Blue Ocean is the flagship program of USAID launched across the world to combat marine litter. And in the Philippines, our mission directives really are to create circular communities, of course, through clean, dry, and segregated waste coming straight from households, because this is something that needs to come from us at the source. We cannot expect our waste management partners, our waste collectors, or our waste champions to be the one to segregate the trash of the world. This is something that needs to be done at source and by each and every one of us, and is a responsibility of every single citizen. So by working together with communities, Cora aims to achieve circular communities that segregate at source. Of course, women's economic empowerment through our women champions and leaders, just like I showed you earlier. And of course, product development and innovation through creating products that can be upcycled into higher value products, anything that can be remolded into new life or given new life. And of course, policies and partnerships, both with local government units that can strengthen these missions, and with brands that will commit to the accountability and the moves needed so that we can have more sustainable and circular pathways forward. Our key partners for our pilot project are the Parañaque City local government and of course their MRF Women Champions. MRF means Materials Recovery Facilities, where basically all our trash ends up from communities. Now, why Parañaque City? As you see this image right here on the top right corner, this is one of the most prime suitable locations in the entire countries that has an MRF that can really be suitable for this kind of initiative, to recover and of course to also segregate and turn over these resources to other recycling partners. Now, you will also see that a key part of this initiative are the Circular Center Women Champions. Now, these are women who are being elevated beyond just simple solid waste management so that they can have opportunities to build their own businesses that are also centered on circular economy, reduce, reuse, refill systems, and so much more. And of course, once again, no to mix waste, yes to clean, dry, and segregated waste through community initiatives. Now we look at barangays and we zero in on barangays because they are one of the most important units of our local government, and not just that, of communities. And in the Philippines, the DENR-EMB has already designated that barangays must begin segregation initiatives and waste management initiatives in that smaller unit, which we also believe in most powerful ways to begin circular pathways forward for smaller communities, which can translate to cities, provinces, and nations. Now, as we look at this specific MRF, it's actually a barangay MRF, Barangay San Isidro in Parañaque. They already show us how awesome and how amazing the capabilities are of a single barangay to be able to do so much beyond waste management. So because of their circular economy initiatives, because of being able to turn over and exchange waste through segregation and through community participation, they have already been able to go beyond. They also have a rainwater encatchment system. This facility has solar panels. They're also producing mushrooms at this barangay MRF, along with their own honey, with honeybees in their own faith garden, which also provides free vegetables and other products for their citizens and their local community members. Truly, truly amazing. This is an amazing initiative led by their barangay captain and of course by their waste champions as well. Now, as we look at this diagram right over here, we really see once again that barangay MRFs really can begin a powerful step forward so that city MRFs can also see so much more productivity so that when waste gets to our city MRFs, it's already segregated. Currently, right now, most MRFs receive items mixed, wet, contaminated. And these are items that cannot be transferred and processed or turned over to recyclers. But by starting once again in smaller communities and barangays, we hope and we see already through these best practices from our local partners that it already works and that these items can be recovered, can be turned over and turned into higher value products. So here is just one of our featured innovations. So this is Sentinel Upcycling, and through the innovation that they feature, typically deemed non-recyclables like sachets and other plastic bags that normally will directly end up at a landfill can now be turned into high quality products. And these are items that can either be donated to schools or communities in need, or can be utilized by brands and companies through sustainable procurement principles. Now, as we look at the different opportunities and capabilities of these innovations, we also look at the wonderful initiatives through livelihood programs. So being able to recover various items, once again, that can be woven into products that can be further sold. So whether it's empty flour sacks that can be turned into wonderful, beautiful eco bags, or if it's other sachets and plastic products that can be woven into slippers, footwear, bags, and other beautiful products, there are so many other ways to take livelihood initiatives and turn them into something special. Now, as we look at what we are trying to do moving forward, Cora is calling on partners and looking for partners to collaborate with on the following initiatives. Waste collection and recovery. Are you a school? Are you a village, a community, a subdivision, a business, a restaurant, a small business, an office? Please do contact us. We would love to work with you to help recover whatever it may be, plastics and other resources that we can recover and turn over and recycle. Are you a recycling, upcycling, composting group? We would like to work with you. So if you're already recycling, featuring innovations for recycling, upcycling, and composting, please do let us know how you would like to collaborate. We would like to help you grow what you are already doing. We are also looking to work through upcycled product development and design, so we can help you come up with more ideas and solutions for your company, for your community, for your school. So please feel free to contact us as well. And we can also help you with designs and innovations moving forward. For technology and innovation partners, if you feature a one-of-a-kind technology or innovation that is needed for recycling, upcycling, composting, please do contact us. We would love to work with you as well. And to livelihood program partners, if you are a social enterprise, a community initiative, a small business that would like to work together on recycling and upcycling initiatives, we would love to collaborate with you as well. The information is on your screen right now. Please do feel free to email us, check out our website and our social media pages to learn more about what we do, and of course, to reach out so that we can work together to achieve clean cities, blue ocean.
What an empowering presentation from Antoinette. And so glad to get to know the amazing women leading their communities to this transformation. The future is female indeed. Now, to represent the future of our planet, we will now hear from a group of a new generation of leaders who are championing sustainability in their school. They will talk about the roles and undeniable power of the youth in taking sustainability to the next level by leading in recycling and upcycling solutions from their homes and schools that even pave the way to supporting scholarship in their institution. Here are none other than the SMCB Eco Ambassadors, Jansen Mel Manawat and Liza and Lauren Ramos, to share how individual actions can lead to a school-wide movement. Lauren and Jansen, hi there.
Hi, Ma'am Pochi.
Yes, Lauren and Jansen were my previous students, and I'm so happy that you're with us today. Now, Lauren and Jansen, take it away.
Good day, everyone. We are excited to show you the advocacy that we are continually promoting, which is also the reason why we have gathered here today. I am Lauren Ramos.
And I'm Jansen Milmanawat, and we're the youth representatives from SMCB Eco Ambassadors. Who are we? SMCB Eco Ambassadors is a youth-led organization and is currently run by 45 students from ages 8 to 18 with the guidance of our dear teachers and the strong support of the school's administrators. We create a community of like-minded youth while also establishing a learning space that brings us young people together, kindles our talents, and develops our skills so that we can be proactive change makers. In addition, we're also the Chorus Youth Ambassadors for the Jet Setters webinar series, wherein Eco Ambassadors had been guest speakers specifically in this episode. In addition, we're registered as one of the organizations of the National Youth Commission. This organization has inspired me to take care of the planet. When I was not part of this organization, I did not know what was going on in our Mother Earth. It opened my eyes that Mother Earth needs our help. As a youth, I've learned that I can also help contribute to saving our only planet and use my voice to spread awareness.
Next, what do we do and what are our programs? Each of the projects, programs, and campaigns of Eco Ambassadors has been a cumulative effort by each batch of the student volunteers. The foundation of our work is the Environmental Management System Program of SMCB, also known as the EMS. It's one of the agents to make our school eco-friendlier by reducing Ignatian Marian's ecological footprint through adopting sustainable practices in our daily living. This is one of the sectors of our school that deals with the environmental management itself for a healthier living of not just the whole SMCB family, but our respective communities as well. The EMS, together with the Eco Ambassadors, help each other hand in hand to achieve such goals. Moreover, the EMS plans to solidify the campaigns it implements through integrating and promoting sustainability in the physical plant of the school and through lesson incorporation in every class. Then, as most eco warriors start, the past members of the organization started selling metal straws, which got sold out instantly. From there, we also did the Stuff It Challenge, the first school in Baliwag to do so. I remember after filling out the plastic bottles as the norm in our school, I saw our helper here in the house doing the same thing, but this time for her kids' projects for a different school. Then I discovered that my aunts had been doing the same thing, but this time the bottles were donated to our local government units. I was amazed at that time because I was only filling a 200 ml plastic bottle while they filled the biggest bottles of full cans. I realized that it's a proof that people are willing to contribute to the solution if we only give them the knowledge that they can be involved in the process without making things complicated or inconvenient for them. Yet, the Stuff It challenge was just a band aid solution. In the beginning, we became too complacent at it. We thought that it would already solve the problem of plastics. But we had to do more. We had to address the root of the problem, which is avoiding the plastic in the first place. Going back, here's the list of our other sustainability campaigns, which will take us an hour to discuss each, but we'll share with you one of our favorites, the Lunchbox Fridays. When face to face classes were still conducted, we were required to bring our own lunchbox and utensils to school every Friday. The canteen staff don't give any plates and utensils on that day. It really instilled the value of discipline and a sense of responsibility among the students, since we were not allowed to bring single use plastic containers inside the school. Furthermore, there was a strong enforcement of segregation, both in our classrooms and within the school. We were taught that clean segregation is the top priority to a sustainable environment. We have the e-corners, segregation bins, and the shoot that recyclables for that. But the segregation doesn't just stop from there. We eco ambassadors further segregate this about twice a month during our respective club time. Once the recyclables are segregated, we'll sell them to our partnered chunk shops who have become our partners throughout this project. The income we get in return is given to our adopted community scholars of Munting Paaralan ni Mother Ignacia, which help these students in acquiring their school supplies and bags. Here are the students that we have mentioned from a while ago.
Next is the programs despite the pandemic. When the school shifted to online distance learning, we were challenged to adjust all of our campaigns to be online. Now we focus on raising awareness through different social media platforms about the different factors of the climate crisis, while also encouraging our fellow Ignatian-Marians to take action. The ultimate aim of such campaigns is to achieve long-term, lasting behavioral changes. Last November, we also participated in the World Climate March to avert a catastrophic global temperature rise by assisting countries that are most affected by climate change. We were able to join other communities of changemakers around the world in demonstrating to leaders to demand action on the climate crisis and inequality. And this January, we held a virtual celebration for E-Month or Environmental Month, which was a month-long event with the theme Obligation of Every Nation, Ecosystem Restoration. We had different activities per week, such as the Plantitos and Plantitas of SMCB, wherein a grade 4 student shared her tips on how she takes care of her plants and the importance of plants in our household. We also had the Climate Action Bingo, where the students could fill out the bingo cards with their different advocacies regarding the environmental issue on each letter. As you can see, one of our eco ambassadors was too extra. He creatively filled out this card. All of our activities for the past 2 years have been virtual, so everything is suited at home. So, what happens is that it's not only the students who participate, but their households as well. Having realized that now, I think most of our projects won't be successful without the participation of our families, especially the families of my junior eco ambassadors.
What about our future plans? For the next school year, we are excited to explore other forms of raising awareness about our roles as youth in creating a more sustainable future for all, such as highlighting more of our personal environmental advocacies and how we get involved in their solutions. As you saw in our class picture, we have different advocacies. So we wanted to discuss more about that in the near future. We also hope to collaborate with other organizations, especially youth organizations, as we have been inspired by their campaigns and projects as well. I think it would be amazing to also learn about the climate crisis from another youth's point of view. It would be fun to meet like minded youth, and together I know we could create a more impactful projects and reach more people at the same time. Of course, we are looking forward to continuing our work with Cora as this year has been such a great experience because of all the opportunities they have opened and created for us. They say youth are the leaders of tomorrow. That's why our parents, the school's curriculum, and our teachers try to hone us to fit the role. Now, with everything that is going on, that has completely changed. We are already the leaders of today. Through our creativity, our strong sense of responsibility, and the willingness to change, we have seen how youth watch the growth of the environmental movement and continue to do so. Our voices might be the ones missing in the conversation of world leaders. The task now is to bring more youth together to ensure that our movement has a greater influence and a stronger impact. So we need you. We need everyone else involved. There is no requirement to join the movement, just a willingness for a greener future for everybody else.
Let us all remember that we should never question our capabilities to save our planet. Everyone, regardless of their age, gender, and race, has a responsibility to do. We should act now and work together before it's too late. Even if there's a pandemic, there's nothing that can stop us if we have unity.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, our dearest SMCB Eco Ambassadors. Don't you just love how the youth is taking on these initiatives? I am just so proud of you. It just proves that anyone can contribute in their efforts to create a circular economy. All right, let's now proceed to our next speaker. Our last talk will show us that recycling and upcycling are possible, that we can create value if recyclables are handled the right way. He is a plastics engineer that graduated in British Columbia Institute of Technology in Vancouver, Canada. With 16 years of experience in the plastic industry, he was also awarded Entrepreneur Sustainability Leadership for 2021 by Sustainable PH, a nonprofit community based in the Philippines that aims to raise sustainability leaders. Let's welcome Mr. Jonathan Ko and find out how waste is being transformed and given value, and how they serve as building blocks for a circular economy. Hi
Thank
there,
you, Pochi.
Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pochi. Thank you to Cora and to Clean Cities Blue Ocean for having us in your event. My name is Jonathan Ko, and I am the project head of Sentinel Upcycling Technologies. So, what I thought I'd do in my short 10 minutes with you is to spend some time showing our AVP. It tells you who we are and what we do. And then after the AVP, what I thought I'll do is I'll give you an update of what we have done over the last few years we have been operating. And I would like to close by sharing with you some key asks that everyone can do, from as an individual, as a member of a household, as part of a community, because we in Sentinel Upcycling Technologies truly believe that it works if we work together. So let's start with that video, and I'll see everyone on the other side. So that is an introduction about who we are and what we do. Um, Over the last few years that we have been operating, we have rescued about 120 tons of recyclable waste from post-consumer sources. And the question that I would like to answer in my last few minutes with you is, what can you do to help? What can you do to participate in this circular economy? So the number one thing that we tell people is to educate themselves. I think it is very important to uh, go out and research what are the available recycling programs in your community. On our part, we work a lot with communities to provide a market for their recyclables that we can use for our products. The second thing is to work together as a community, because especially in a country that is surrounded by water and is archipelagic, logistics is very expensive. And so what we need is volume. Actually, that's what the uh, material recovery facilities is for in every barangay. Okay? And the last thing we tell people is to take the time to learn it and be patient and persistent, because we are changing culture. We are a single stream waste management society, and that has caused us to have this idea that waste, you put it together in one place and it's somebody else's problem. And unfortunately, it is not. Uh, we have to change the way we think. We have to learn how to sort, we have to learn how to clean, and we have to learn how to aggregate. And for our part in Sentinel Upcycling Technologies, we will continue to invest in the molds to have more product. We will continue to support groups like Cora in their campaign to educate and to create a workable and sustainable business model, so that those people who take the time and put in the effort to do it right is properly incentivized. And the last thing I want to say is that it is important to remember that everyone can do something. Many people doing many small things amounts to a huge change. This is not something that we can outsource to government. This is not something we can outsource to other people. This is what we have learned in our few years of operating. And I think it's very important that we continue to build on the momentum that has been built over the years, thanks to groups like Cora. And we look forward to working with their group, with your group, Pochi, for many more years. It works if we work together. So again, thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to working with you for many more years. Thank you very much.
That was so amazing, Jonathan. Thank you so much for sharing with us how Sentinel is redefining the recycling industry. We are also so proud to be working with you, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn from you as well. We are lucky to have such an innovative and caring solution provider and partner here in the Philippines. I'm sure that our viewers are thoroughly inspired with all these great initiatives shared with us today. Now, to further catalyze our session, we will now proceed to a panel discussion with our three presenters. So let me invite all three of them back on our screen. Our SMCB Eco Ambassadors, Mr. Jonathan Kwok of Sentinel Upcycling Technologies, and of course, our very own Miss Antoinette Toss. Thank you once again for making space and time for us. We greatly appreciate all of you. All right, now that everyone's here, let us start. We already have two questions here, and we will be starting with the SMCB Eco Ambassadors. The first question is for you guys. Can you share your inspiring strategies or tips on how young people like you can influence your family and friends to join in helping people on the planet?
Do you want to go first, Jansen?
Okay, sure po. So the very first thing that we have to do is to accept that we have responsibilities to our environment and that we have the power to change the world no matter what our age, gender, and race is. Let's start from small steps and everything will follow. We have to show everyone that we love and care for our only planet po.
Thank you, Johnson. Moving forward, Lauren.
As for me, it has always been to start with small things, using a tumbler, reusable straws, and bringing your own utensils. And then from there, do it consistently. Because if you want to help or save the environment, you need to start with self discipline, which will eventually inspire other people to do the same. And lastly, never educate people in an inconsiderate and offensive way, because that will never encourage them to help you in your movement. Always be nice and friendly, because only then they would be more than willing to help you and the environment.
Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Johnson.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you, Lauren and Jansen.
Such insights and some doable steps right there from our eco ambassadors. Thank you so much. I believe what they've shared came from their experience as well. Now, from our Jonathan, the question is, how can upcycling products, particularly social plastics, help benefit the economy while working with companies and brands and also support communities in need?
Okay, so first, let me define what to me is social plastic. Social plastic to me is post-consumer sourced recyclable plastics and also upcyclable plastics. Like with our technology, we can upcycle single-use sachets in volume. Um, okay, how does it benefit the economy? So number one, uh, we provide since we are buying it, okay, from the waste supply chain, whether it's junk shops or recyclers or communities, whoever, we are able to provide an income to those that are willing and able to put in the work. So that benefits the economy because it allows for uh, a transaction, an exchange of money for something to happen. As far as working with companies and brands are concerned, I think this is a good way to implement extended producer responsibility, which is something that our current Congress is pushing, if not already passed and at the implementing rules and regulation development stage already. One of the things we want to make sure of is that whatever programs we put in place to hold the companies and brands responsible for the uh, packaging that becomes waste that they put out. We want to make sure that there is no greenwashing that happens. And we believe in Sentinel Upcycling that supporting products that are made of social plastic, which is again, post-consumer sourced, and may I add, third-party validated, recyclable plastics um, are supported by these companies because this allows us to continue to buy from the communities and the solid waste management system that is currently in place. And by doing this, this is the circular economy in action. And what we promise as part of our advocacy in Sentinel is we will always prioritize purchasing from these post-consumer sourced uh, uh, sources, for lack of a better term. So that's how it benefits the companies, the brands, and the communities.
That's so interesting, Jonathan. Thank you for sharing those insights. And truly, everyone's help is needed to make sure that circular economy, just what you said, in action is achieved. Thank you also for sharing what social plastics are all about. Okay, now for Antoinette, how important is engaging local governments and the community in making sure that we transition to a circular economy? And what makes women the best leaders for change?
Thank you so much for that question, Pochi. And before I answer that, I just want to greet, of course, our guests. Hello to the SMCB Eco Ambassadors. Hello, Lauren, and hello, Jansen. And of course, hello to Jonathan Ko of Sentinel Upcycling. Lauren, Jansen, thank you for what you do. Honestly, as our young leaders, we really, really admire you because what you have done to be able to convert your own community, to be able to convert local businesses to allow you to bring your own containers so people can actually refill, so people can actually put food in your own containers and you don't have to use single use items. My gosh, you're already changing the world every single day. So thank you for what you do. And to all young leaders just like you doing their part. And to answer your question, Pochi, why is it important to work with local governments and the community, and also to look at women as leaders for change? Um, in order to really create change, we have to start on the ground. We have to work with local implementers. We have to look at local leaders, whether it's in local government units and at the same time, local community leaders itself. So, local implementation, action from community members and citizens themselves is extremely powerful. And of course, we are also celebrating Women's Month. And when we speak of women's empowerment, it's not just looking at empowering women, it's also looking at women as agents for change. As we look at a world of collective issues that we need to solve together, how can we solve these issues if half of us are held back? So, women are not just there to be helped and empowered, but we need them. We need them as agents for change so that we can actually change a world of issues and we can achieve clean cities, blue ocean together.
Women taking the lead indeed. To strong, empowered women. Okay, now for the final question. This is for everyone. How do you think Clean Cities Blue Ocean can be achieved for students and youth as an innovator or a leader? At this point, may we start with Mr. Jonathan Ko?
Thank you for the question. I think we have to start with this very beautiful Filipino word called malasakit, which is to care. I think it all starts from that. And then the next thing is to be educated. The third thing is to be organized. And the last thing is to create a network. Attach yourselves to the existing waste management stream. And by having a lot of uh, caring and educated citizens, we will be able to move this huge solid waste management system in the right direction by working together, the individuals, the communities, um, empowered by the LGU, and working with the private industry like ours. I think we will be able to achieve clean cities and blue oceans.
Malasakit indeed. Thank you, Jonathan. Now let's have our SMCB Eco ambassadors for this question.
So it is all about discipline. If all of the people follow the proper waste disposal and give care to our environment, we will be able to achieve the clean cities, blue ocean that we are longing for. What we need po is unity and discipline.
Clean cities, blue ocean would be achieved through an educated, enlightened, and empowered youth. It's no longer enough that we simply know the reason why we are doing this work in the first place. Youth should also be enlightened that we have a non negotiable role in the solution, which won't complicate or even be a source of inconvenience in our lives. And from there, we need so many support from everyone else to support the movement.
Thank you so much, Lauren and Jansen. Yes, I also agree with you that discipline, unity, and care for Jansen from Jansen, an empowered and educated youth. These are all, or those are all the solutions that we need for us to have a clean cities, blue ocean. And last but not the least, Tony.
I believe Clean Cities Blue Ocean can be achieved through three powerful actions. First, we have to believe it, because if we believe it, we will, number two, take action for it. And of course, not just take action, work together. So this can be done, of course, once again, by believing, by taking action, and by working together. So whether it's segregating at source, whether it's partnering up with brands, communities, schools, or actually starting your own initiative in your community, in your school, in your own space. So much can be done.
Thank you so much again, our dearest speakers. That was such an educational, insightful, and inspirational session. And thank you to our dear viewers for tuning in. Now we go to the best part. It's time for our trivia game. All you have to do is to log into bit.ly/ccbossx. Once again, it's bit.ly/ccbossx. We have a few questions lined up for you from that link, and we are excited to hear more about how you find our session. We will be choosing the best answers that will win a special prize courtesy of Sentinel Upcycling Technology, made none other than from Social Plastics. Jonathan, would you like to show everyone what they can win?
So this is one of the products that we make. We call it basurahan gawa sa basura. So this is made from there. This is made from a combination of post-consumer sourced recyclable materials, specifically number 2 plastic, that's HDPE for those that are not familiar, and single-use sachets. So it's a mixture. It's a 10-liter utility bin. So this is our basurahan gawa sa basura. So we would like to offer this as prizes for those with the best answers to the questions in the link that Pochi has just mentioned, and you can find at the bottom of your screens.
Thank you once again, Jonathan. It's time for you to win that very special prize made from, of course, recyclables as well. Don't forget to log into bit.ly/ccbossx. But wait, there's more. We have a special number for all of you. May I call in again to our virtual stage, our founder, Miss Antoinette Toss.
Whoever you are and wherever you may be, never ever forget that you, me, all of us, we have that special, unique capacity to be able to make a difference, to contribute, and to be a part of the solution, however that may be. All you have to do is believe, take action, and continue searching for others just like you, so that together we can all work in harmony for clean cities, blue ocean, and a better world where no one is left behind. And for my fellow artists and creatives, keep being inspired by all the missions all around you that you can also amplify and share the love and light in the world. For me, here's a special song that I actually edited and tweaked a bit in honor of Clean Cities, Blue Ocean. I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember. It's changed and I think I know why. I wish I could pick up all the litter, but it comes back to the water, no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, all I see is trash, plastic everywhere, forever it will last. Used just once, then thrown away. What is wrong with us? See the light as it shines on the sea. It's plastic, doesn't decompose, stuck up a turtle's nose. It's time to reduce and reuse and recycle, or all there'll be is a plastic sea. Plastic, when brought to an island, stays on the island. There's nowhere else for it to go. So when you travel to an island, don't bring any single-use items, now that we told you so. We can lead with pride, together we are strong. Collectively we can have clean seas. Before we do, we need all of you. There's so much we can do. Governments and corporations too. See the light as it shines on the sea. It's plastic, and no one knows how deep it goes. In this sea of solutions to pollution, there must be a way to have clean seas. Oh, help us, please. It's time to act now. 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 It's time to act now for Clean Cities, Blue Ocean.
And that's it for the Clean Cities Blue Ocean session. We thank everyone for their time today. Let's continue striving towards a sustainable future and fight to turn the tide on marine pollution. Happy weekend, everyone!